All right, and now we'll do the fire element. And this is the one I'm currently most excited about because we're in the midst of summer, and that is the season of the fire element. So this one is particularly helpful for this time of year and for any time you're feeling anxiety. As you know, fire is very erratic, and when it gets out of control, it goes crazy. And that's why the negative emotion associated with the heart and with fire is anxiety. So this one, just this really simple movement, even just the movements with the arms, they stimulate the meridians for the heart and the small intestine. The heart starts at the armpit and goes down the inside of the pinky, and then the small intestine mirrors that on the outside of the pinky, comes down the back of the arm. So we're just really outside of the arms, but the fire element is special, and you will really enjoy reading about this in my book that's coming out soon about the 5 elements. The fire element has 2 other meridians associated with it. One is the pericardium, which goes down the inside of your arm to the middle finger. Pericardium surrounds the heart. And then what's called the triple warmer, which is on the opposite side, from the middle finger up the back of the arm. So as you learn more about the principles of the 5 elements, you can kind of keep those 2 sets of meridians in mind. And it's interesting too, as you'll learn in the supplemental videos and in my book, you'll learn about the paramita of Tibetan Buddhism, and there are 2 paramita associated with the fire element as well, which makes it unique to the other elements. So there's so much wonderful, interesting stuff in the complex element of fire. So this is another one of those, once you learn the arm movements, you can widen the leg stance a little bit if you want to. And as you watch the videos on the smart moves for the legs, you'll be able to incorporate that footwork with the upper body movement with this one. But for this video, we're just going to do the most basic fire element form. So your feet are shoulder width apart and your knees are bent, your shoulders relaxed. So this one I always kind of imagine I'm on a beach with a big beach ball. So you're holding a beach ball in your hands. And so again, your right hand will be on the bottom if I'm your mirror here as you're watching this. So knees bent, shoulders relaxed, and what you do first, you imagine you're spinning that ball. And you're going to drop one hand down, bring your right arm up as if you're shielding your eyes from the sun. So, and even just in this posture, you'll feel kind of pressing down. You feel the outside of your hand from the pinky to the middle finger. And then this one too, it activates those meridian channels on the outside of the arm, like pushing up like that. So then you're going to bring your left arm up the side, kind of near that armpit, the first point on the heart meridian. Fingers up, and then you're going to shift your weight to your right. And at the same time, you're going to pivot to your right. And your left hand is going to rotate. It's just going to swing. And it stays in front of your chest. And it stays right at the center, like right in front of the heart. So it would just kind of dissect your chest in half like that, if you were to bring it back. So then you come back and you're switched here in the beginning posture. So now your left hand's on the bottom, right hand's on the top. Knees bent, shoulders relaxed. You're feeling that energy. Spin the ball, and then one hand drops, the other shields the eyes from the sun. Your right hand comes up the side, palm forward, and then you shift your weight to the left, pivot to the left, and rotate your right arm so that it moves right in front of your chest. And then you come back. This one, it's really important to learn the posture. I feel like this is the most complicated form, the most complicated 5 element form. Shift your weight, pivot, and then come back. So again, remember the whole purpose of these is really isolating the meridians of each element. And so you want to be able to feel those, and in my book, and we'll have graphics posted too of the pathways of the meridians so you can digest those into your brain. And then you can feel them. So these movements again are designed so that you really feel the muscles and the areas of the body where those meridians travel. And also the major points, which usually are the first point on the meridian and the ending point on the meridian. This one also is a little tricky to master with the breathing, especially if you're moving slowly. So I'll show you the way to practice with one breath. Okay, so the inhale begins here as you're pushing. So you're breathing in. This again is that twisting or tense portion of the motion where you're holding that tension, and then you release and you breathe out. And as usual, the exhale is longer than the inhale. So the exhale continues, and then the inhale, and exhale. So you'll find with this form, as you learn the movement and then get the breathing, that it cultivates that virtue of the fire element, which is concentration and mindfulness. So it calms the mind, it calms the fire in the heart. But you can break this up into 2 breaths. And what's most important really is just that primary inhale. So even though you're breathing twice through this form, just make sure that when you breathe in, inhale here into that tension and then release. And you could take an extra breath in this part if you wanted, an inhale and an exhale. And then so you're aligned, you'll breathe in and breathe out. So again, here's 2 breaths. You inhale and exhale, so that you're ready to inhale into this tension moment here. Breathe in and breathe out. And again, you can practice moving in any speed that you'd like. And you feel the shoulders loosen up a lot, this form. The energy's got to travel through those joints, elbows, and to me this gets all the funky joints and areas in the shoulders that you don't normally feel with just the more simple exercises or simple stretches for your shoulders and your upper body. This gets kind of the hidden ones and the more subtle points of the body. So you'll get some new sensations coming from your shoulder areas. And let's do this one once more, back and forth. Just don't want to leave the beach. Keep playing with the beach ball. And one more time. Okay, so that was the final form in the 5-element cycle for the fire element.